Hello and thank you for joining us once again in our third episode of Ohtalks at Ohmyhome. My name is Darren Teo and I'm the Director of Real Estate Services at Ohmyhome. Our special focus is on the west side of Singapore. So Westies from Bukit Panjang, Bukit Batok, Jurong East, Jurong West and Choa Chu Kang. These are your territories. Our guest is Ohmyhome's West Area IC, Mr. Babu.
Hello everyone, hi. Thank you, Darren.
Welcome, Babu. It's our pleasure to have you with us this evening. Now, Babu has been in real estate since 2009, and he has been one of our power closers in our West zone since joining us 3 years ago. Now, and like me, Babu lives in the best town in the West. It's none other than the beautiful Bukit Batok, which is right next to the nature reserves. So, being a Westie, Babu is definitely very well placed to share his knowledge with you this evening on selling your HDB flat in the west of Singapore. Now, firstly, let's take a look at the 5 questions we have for you. Okay, question number 1. What are the upcoming developments in the West? Question 2. How will this affect prices in the West? Question 3. Most units in the West are nearing 40 years of age. Will this affect the price? Question 4. How can we sell at the best price? And 5. How can I choose the best agent to sell my properties? So these are the burning questions that many of you have in your mind. Babu, are you ready for question 1?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, question 1. What are the upcoming developments in the West?
Thank you, Darren. Do you remember how Jurong East Central, or what we call Jurong Gateway, used to look 10 years ago?
Well, 10 years ago, frankly, I can't quite remember, but I know a lot have changed since 10 years ago. So please remind me.
Let me jog your memory for you. This was taken from the Jurong East MRT station about 10 years ago. As we can see, there's a lot of vacant land with not much development in the area. Let's move on to an aerial view of the Jurong East bus interchange and MRT station. You can see in the horizon the old JTC building with its iconic clock tower. So Darren, are you ready to see the transformation?
Yes, please, show us.
Isn't this amazing?
Wow, lots of change, isn't it?
Yes, so much changes has happened. The new JTC building with its modern outlook, the shopping belt of JCube, Westgate and GEMS, and the Devanaya Institute of Higher Learning where people come to upgrade their skills. This is just the tip of the iceberg for the developments in the Jurong Gateway. In the next visual, you can see that there's so much more coming up in this area. The Jurong Gateway is going to be the second CBD of Singapore, with 50 hectares of vacant land, 500,000 square meters of office space, with hotels and new homes planned as well. Moving on, the lakeside residents will also look forward to having their leisure time at 70 hectares of water, the new science center, and tourist attractions. And the lakeside village with shops, F&B, and entertainment. This will be an ideal location to live in. Moving on, let's take a look at the newest town in Singapore, the Tengah New Town. The Tengah New Town is encompassed by Choa Chu Kang, Bukit Batok, Jurong East, Jurong West, and the Jurong Innovation District. This will also be a smart town, the first initiative by our government. It'll also be a first carless town with a mobility corridor with cars going underground rather than road level. You'll also be living among nature with the forest corridor. We have so many different districts within the area, which is the forest plantation, the marketplace, the park districts. This will definitely be somewhere you can live among the greeneries and the waterways. And this will definitely give you a feel of living in a forest, actually. Definitely, we'll see enhanced livability in the West because of Tengah New Town.
Well, very impressive indeed, Babu. I'm so looking forward to enjoying all this.
Well, we're not over yet. So thirdly, the Jurong Lake District. I'm sure many of us are familiar with the old science center located in Jurong East. Exciting news, it is moving to a bigger and better location next to the Jurong Lake and Chinese Garden MRT station. Next to it, you'll see a new tourist attraction ready by 2026. The lake is also ready now for water sports, waterfront activities like picnics with plans for restaurants and sports recreation centers. Our ministers for national development have said, when all these plans come together, Jurong will be a waterfront business hub, nestled in greenery, served by good public transport connections as well as amenities to support active mobility. This is our vision for Jurong. It is a vision which I am fully confident that our 4th generation leadership will be able to discharge and make it a reality. I'm sure we'll be able to see more and more exciting developments in the West.
Well, really very exciting, Babu. It's amazing to see so many developments that is coming up in the West. I'm sure Westies or not, the whole Singapore will be looking forward to enjoy all these new developments when it comes to the West. With all this development coming up, what does it mean? How will it help us for people who are living in the West?
To answer this question, to answer this question, we have to go into detail of our first question. With new developments, we will always be seeing new infrastructure, and that will be the new Jurong Regional Line that serve the new and existing towns of the West. Starting from Choa Chu Kang, we can see it running through Tengah New Town and splitting from there to Jurong East and the Jurong West area. The Bukit Batu West Station is located where the new BTOs are currently situated. These BTOs are considered quite a distance from the current Bukit Batu and Bukit Gombak MRT station. These new stations will definitely improve the connectivity to the area. Passing through Jurong West, current towns like Gek Poh will also benefit from this. Looking at the plans of Jurong Gateway, we see that there are two new station plans. And these two plans are in the planning stage right now, and these will definitely enhance the connectivity of this area to the rest of the West. Now, let me show you a research done by the National University of Singapore. This was done for the Circle Line. The Circle Line increased housing prices by 1.6% on average. Properties within 400 meters of the Circle Line MRT station were sold for 4.2% higher than the comparable properties outside the 400-meter zone. After the Circle Line was opened, housing prices in the 400-meter zone increased by 13.2%, more than those outside the zone. Very good example for the West would be the Bukit Panjang MRT station. Integrated with the Hillian Mall and the bus interchange, upon its commencement, surrounding units in the Senja and Jelibu area had an increase of up to 15 to 20% in prices. And last but not least, the shifting of the port from Tanjong Pagar to Tuas. This mega port will be much larger capacity than what we have right now in Tanjong Pagar, meaning that workers who are living there, working in Tanjong Pagar right now, will definitely be looking to come closer to the mega port in Tuas. Workers will be looking to move closer to the port, and the closest residential area will be the Jurong West regional area. With the increase of demand, you can only mean that the prices will see an upward trend in these locations.
Well, that's very good news indeed, Babu. I'm really glad to be in the West and I stand to benefit from all these new developments. But like most Westies, I also live in an older flat. So will older flats be affected? Let's take a look at the next question. Question 3. Most units in the West are nearing 40 years old. Will this affect their prices?
Due to the restriction on CPF usage, as properties get older, there is definitely an impact on its prices as compared to newer units. But does it mean that you lose its popularity? Well, let me bring you to the history of the West. Units built in the early 70s and the mid 70s were of significant smaller sizes like the 3I and 3S units, ranging from sizes of 55 square meter to 60 square meter. When developing the West in the late 70s, the government realized that family numbers are growing and we need to build bigger units. Hence, the 3NG, 4NG, 5I, EA, EM units were designed. Let's look at the comparatives of these units to newer BTOs in the market. We see that the units start from 67 square meter for a 3-room to 150 square meter for EA and EA units for the resale market. When compared to BTOs, 3-room units start from 60 square meter to 150 square meter, 115 square meters for 3-generation units. Current owners of BTOs will definitely be looking at resale flats in the West when it comes to upgrading and right sizing. Let's also compare the prices. 3-room flats start from affordable 250,000 to a bigger unit like the EM topping off at about 600,000. BTOs, on the other hand, have a starting price from 320,000 to almost 600,000 for 5-room units. With this comparison, we can definitely say that resale flats are of value for money. And current buyers looking to move closer to their parents while in the older estates will also look at the resale unit for their purchases. The new proximity grant by the government will ease the financial need of these buyers as well. In my opinion, resale 5-room units and units like the EA and EM will always be in demand for their size and their affordability.
That's great. It is really assuring to know that even older towns have their unique features that can cater to different buyers. Now, every seller who wants to sell for the best price. So how can they achieve that? Let us look at the next question now. Question number 4. How can we sell at the best price?
I really do get a lot of asked a lot about this. To put it simply, my job is to get the best price for the seller. But ultimately, the ceiling set by the HDB valuation really determines the best price for the unit. Market occurrences can be also a factor when it comes to achieving the best price. Events like the financial crisis, the financial crisis of 2008 saw a shift in property prices. My advice to the seller to achieve the best price would be to have their unit at the best possible condition. Some means to do this will be like home staging, repainting, or even having minor works done to enhance the sellability of your unit. Sellers engaging Ohmyhome would have had a team, my team, and I come over with a comprehensive home report when we come over to see you. Our agents will go through in detail the past transactions, current units being marketed, and also advise you on the best possible price that we can achieve for you.
Well, thank you, Babu, for sharing those perspectives and your wonderful tips. So we can move on to question number 5. So when someone is considering to sell, how do they choose the best agent to sell the property? How can I choose the best agent to sell the property? Thank you.
Basically, when it comes to selecting an agent, it can be quite a daunting task for homeowners and buyers as well. If you should really be asking some questions that may help you assess the suitability of your agent. Some of the questions you can ask your potential agent will be on his track records. How many units have you sold in the past 2 years? This will help you determine if he or she is an active agent in the market. You can also do your own checks via the CEA website. Secondly, you should ask how many units have you sold in my area. An agent who is active in your area will be able to tap into their relevant buyers who have viewed their other units before and then refer them to you, cutting down on marketing time as well. And thirdly, what are the selling points of my unit and location? A potential agent should have good knowledge of your location and its various selling points like the distance of the nearest MRT station, shopping centers. Likewise, he or she must be able to list down the nearest amenities to your block, like coffee shops, grocery shopping, hawker centers, and wet markets if there are any. Fourthly, how can we overcome objections that we might face? He or she should be able to identify objections that he will face from buyers and be able to advise you on how to rectify, for example, home staging and repainting. Number 5, do you have a database of buyers at hand? You see, not all active agents have database of buyers at hand. At Ohmyhome, we have a strong database of buyers using our technology and our platform. There's a feature called Shout Out on Ohmyhome apps. As you can see on the screen, where you can find hundreds and hundreds of buyers every day, and then you can suggest your listing to. And of course, not only that, there are so many other features in that as well. You can also be looking at renting out your place. And when you do that, you can also switch to tenants. And if you're renting out your home or single bedroom, this is all free of charge for homeowners. Ohmyhome agents excel in service and experience. Being one of the top 50 agents in the market, all Ohmyhome agents were selected for their years of experience in the industry. Our Facebook and Google reviews speak volumes of our agent service standard. And Ohmyhome takes great pride in making sure the seller and buyer have the best experience with us. Mostly, you will need agents that have the vast knowledge of your location, as this is in many times has proven to be an advantage for the seller and the buyer. Ohmyhome agents work according to their district, and we have full concentration in the area, meaning they will have the knowledge of all upcoming developments and what is already a key selling point. You can always give us a call for a friendly chat, and I'm sure that my team and I will always impress you.
Well, that was really impressive. I'm very proud to agree with you, Babu. Thank you so much for your tips and advice. Okay, now let's take a look at comment section to see if we have any questions. Okay, I've got one question here from Mr. Patrick. He's asking about the high-speed rail. Is the high-speed rail still coming to the west?
I will not be able to give you a definite answer on this because the government has not actually given us a clear picture of what is happening. Basically, right now, Malaysia has put a stop to it. Yes, we know about it. But they are still in talks. And in the future, we may be able to see the high-speed rail come into play for the Jurong area.
Okay, another question from Mr. Bay. He is getting married soon, and his budget is about 350,000. Mm-hmm. Which town would you recommend?
That really depends on how many bedrooms he's looking at. Is it a 3-room, 4-room, 5-room? But honestly, with a 350,000, if you're looking at a 4-room, let's do the one in the middle. 350,000, you can look at Jurong East, Jurong West, or even in Bukit Batok itself. Definitely, you'll be able to find something of your needs.
Okay, great. We have to congratulate Mr. Bay on that. So thank you very much, Babu, for your time. Yeah, we hope to have you again sometime next week.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was Mr. Babu, our Westside area IC, sharing with you the West area where he grew up and also now specializes in. As for you viewers, thank you everyone for staying with us until now. This is the end of the show. Remember to join us. We'll have our episode 4 where we'll be focusing on the north side. So north side, we're talking about Yishun, Woodlands, and Sembawang. See you again.